Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome to our Zoom Sunday program. And this is unusual because we were returning to our normal programs at the temple. But what's happened in the last few days is we've had some devotees, key members of our temple who have come down with COVID. So we had to take this unusual step of closing the temple for a short time again until the COVID situation has been recovered from. So today's Sunday program will start shortly with Prabhupada Arati. And then there'll be 45 minutes of Bhajan Kirtan by different devotees as Mrs. Roy is getting ready there. And then the Pujaris and also Pranava's family will be singing. 5:30 there'll be a Jai Radha Madhav class by His Grace Haridas Prabhu. And then at 6:30 there'll be Damodar Arati and Main Arati. Unfortunately, with the Zoom programs, we cannot serve prasadam. It's one thing we do miss for the Zoom program, sitting down and eating prasadam with other devotees. But we hope to have everything back at the temple next Sunday. The more announcement on that a little later. So Hare Krishna. Are we ready at the temple for Prabhupada Arati and Pranava Prabhu family are singing it? Yes?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Satyanandan Prabhu? Satyanandan?
I'm ready, Prabhuji, to do offer Prabhupada Arati.
All right, thank you. And Pranav.
I will mute. Is it? I will mute or unmute, Prabhuji.
You can leave it as you are, but because we can hear the bell at least.
Okay. It's okay.
But Pranava's family will be singing the Aarti, okay?
They can sing quite loudly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titisha is quite loud, Prabhu. Titisha can sing quite loud, Prabhuji.
Not as loud as you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Move camera towards Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Bandhamoi Savadhana Mate. Bandhamoi Savadhana Mate. Bandhamoi Savadhana Mate. Bandhamoi Savadhana Mate. Yahara Prasadeva Ye Bhavato Riyaya. Yahara Prasadeva Ye Bhavato Riyaya. Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite. Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite. Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite. Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite. गुरुमुख पद्मा वाक्या सीते ते हो व्याख्या गुरुमुख पद्मा वाक्या सीते ते कोरिया आरना कोरियो माने आशा आरना कोरियो माने आशा आरना कोरियो माने आशा आरना कोरियो माने आशा श्री गुरु चराने रति ऐसे कामा गति गुरु चराने रति ऐसे कामा गति प्रसाद पूरे सर्वा आशा प्रसाद पूरे सर्वा आशा प्रसाद पूरे सर्वा आशा प्रसाद पूरे सर्वा आशा चक्षुदान मिलोए जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलोए जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान दे प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान दे प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति होइते अविद्या विनाशाय प्रेम भक्ति होइते अविद्या विनाशाय प्रेम भक्ति होइते अविद्या विनाशाय वेद ज्ञाय हर चरितो वेद ज्ञाय हर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनारा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनारा बंधु लोके ना लोके राजीवाना लोके ना लोके राजीवाना महाप्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पादो छाया आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पादो छाया प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पादो छाया देवे आज गुशु त्रिभुवाना देवे ज्ञान गुशु त्रिभुवाना दुई पादे लीला शराना दुई पादे लीला शराना लीला प्रभुपाद पतित पवाना पतित पवाना लीला गुरुदेव पतित पवाना लीला गुरुदेव पतित पवाना जया प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल 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 नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवार Acharya Ashto Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. BBT Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tamved Bhakta Vrind ki jai. Jai Gaura Premanande. All Guru Shasam Madhumati All Guru Shasam.
Jai,
All
thank you
Guru
very
Shasam.
much. Nicely sung. There's nice tulsis behind you also. Lovely to see that. We will now begin our Kirtan and Bhajan slot. It will go until 5:30. And the first singer we will lined up is Mrs. Roy. She's always happy to oblige whenever we ask her. We'll go to Mrs. Roy to sing.
Let me mute myself, Prakash Prabhu.
Bit start करना revolve
Yes, yes.
कानाई की ओ बाबे कार बाबे बाई म्रोजो चेरे आइले कानाई की ओ बाबे कार बाबे बाई म्रोजो चेरे आइले मधुर बृंदावन तेज करे देशान्तरी हইলে मधुर बृंदावन तेज करे देशान्तरी हইলে कानाई कियो বাবে कार बाबे बाई ब्रोजो चेरे आइले कानाई हाथे बाशी नाई माथे चूड़ा नाई गोले नाई रे বনমালা কানাই হাতে বাঁশি নাই মাথে চূড়া নাই গলে নাই রে বনমালা কানাই অঙ্গে রামা বলি কাঁদে ভিক্ষার ঝুলি অঙ্গে রামা বলি কাঁদে ভিক্ষার ঝুলি দুই নয়নে বয়ে তারা দু নয়নে বয়ে তারা কানাই কিও বাবে কার বাবে ভাই ব্রজ চেরে আইলে কানাই আদরের ধন ছিলে বৃন্দাবন আদরের ধন ছিলে বৃন্দাবন মা যশোদার লীলমণি মা যশোদার লীলমণি কানায়ন নন্দরানী বিনে এ চান্দ বদনে কানাই নন্দরানী বিনে এ চান্দ বদনে কে দিবে রে সরলনি কানাই কে দিবে রে সরলনি কানাই কিও বাবে কার বাবে বাই ব্রজ চেরে আইলে কানাই অন্তরেরই আশা ছিল ভালোবাসা অন্তরেরই আশা ছিল ভালোবাসা ছেড়ে আইলে রাকাল সঙ্গ কানাই ছেড়ে আইলে রাকাল সঙ্গ কানাই আপনি হয়ে হরি কেন রে শ্রী হরি আপনি হয়ে হরি কেন রে শ্রী হরি 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 বলে কাঁদো, হরি হরি বলে কাঁদো, কানাই কিও বাবে, কার বাবে ভাই ব্রজ ছেড়ে আইলে, কানাই কিও বাবে, কার বাবে ভাই ব্রজ ছেড়ে আইলে। হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ, কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ হরে হরে, হরে রাম হরে রাম, রাম রাম হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ, কৃষ্ণ হরে হরে, হরে রাম রাম, রাম রাম হরে হরে, কানাই কিও বাবে, কার বাবে ভাই ব্রজ ছেড়ে আইলে। হরি বল, হরে কৃষ্ণ। Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mrs. Roy, that was beautiful as always. Thank you so much. Do you have another little version for us? Do you have one more? Or Kirtan? Or
দন মর নিত্যানন্দ পতি মর গৌর চন্দ্র, দন মর নিত্যানন্দ পতি মর গৌর চন্দ্র, প্রাণ মর যুগল কিশোর, প্রাণ মর যুগল কিশোর, দন মর নিত্যানন্দ পতি মর গৌর চন্দ্র, প্রাণ মর যুগল কিশোর। ও দৈত্য আচার্য বল, গদাধর মর কুল, নরহরি বিলসম। ও দৈত্য আচার্য বল, গদাধর মর কুল, নরহরি বিলসম। বৈষ্ণবের পদ ধুলি তাতে মোর স্নান কুলি, বৈষ্ণবের পদ ধুলি তাতে মোর স্নান কুলি, তর্পণ মোর বৈষ্ণব নাম, তর্পণ মোর বৈষ্ণের নাম। দন মর নিত্যানন্দ পতি মর গৌর চন্দ্র, প্রাণ মর যুগল কিশোর। বিচার করিয়া মনে ভক্তির সাধনে, বিচার করিয়া মনে ভক্তির সাধনে, মধ্যস্থ শ্রী ভগবত পুরাণ, মধ্যস্থ শ্রী ভগবত পুরাণ। বৈষ্ণবের উচ্ছিষ্ট তাতে মোর মননিষ্ঠ, বৈষ্ণবের উচ্ছিষ্ট তাতে মোর মননিষ্ঠ। বৈষ্ণবের নামেতে উল্লাস, বৈষ্ণবের নামেতে উল্লাস। বৃন্দাবন চতুর্তারা তাতে মর মন গেরা। বৈষ্ণবে বৃন্দাবনে চতুর্তারা তাতে মর মন গেরা। কহে দিন নরোত্তম দাস, কহে দিন নরোত্তম দাস। দন মর নিত্যানন্দ পতি মর গৌরচন্দ্র। প্রাণ মর যুগল কিশোর, প্রাণ মর যুগল কিশোর। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। হরি বল হরি বল। হরে কৃষ্ণ হরি বল।
Hare Bol, Mrs. Roy, thank you so much for the beautiful bhajans. We're really looking forward to having you back, all of us are back in the temple. But I must thank very much today. The quality of the broadcast is excellent. The sound is good. So I really want to thank our tech team. That's Alok Prabhu on camera. I think Anuragi on the sound, and Sudarshan on the Zoom, I think. And the way different images were brought in. So well done to all of you guys. And of course, the live shots from the temple. Look how beautiful the deities are looking. So really, the tech team are doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much. So next, if you can go back to Pranava's household for the next Kirtan Bhajan, please.
Hi, Krishna. Yeah, so today we're going to sing a bhajan because it was Vadakun's appearance day earlier in the week. So
Yes,
we decided to basically glorify Vrindavan.
Lovely.
Yeah, Jai.
Lovely.
Jai. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana,
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana,
Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana Moha.
Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Moha.
Shama Kunda, Radha Kunda, Giri Govardha.
Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardha.
Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahava.
Kalindi Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahava.
Shigata Vamsivata Dvadashakhana
Kesigata Vamsi Vadasakana
Jahasabha Lila Koilo Shri Nandananda
Jaha Sabha Leela Kailo Shri Nanda Nanda
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan
Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jaya Vrindavan
Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madana
Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madana Moha
Nanda Jaya Shoda Jaya Jaya Gopal
Shri Nanda Yashoda Jaya Jaya Gopaga
Shri Ramaji Jaya Jaya Renu Vatsaga
Srimati Jaya Jaya Venuvasaga
Jaya Vrisha Bhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari
Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kitida Sundari
Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhinanagari
Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhinanari
Jaya Jaya Gopeshwara Vrindavanama
Jaya Jaya Gopeshwara Vrindavana
Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha Bhattu Jaya
Jaya Jaya Krishna Saka Bhattadvijara
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan
Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madhana
Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Nadana Moha
Jaya Rama Natha Jaya Rohini Nanda
Jaya Rama Gata Jaya Rohini Nanda
Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Vasi
Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Basiga Jaja
Jaya Trija Pati Jaya Naga Kanya
Jaya Jaya Bhati Jaya Jaya Naga
Bhakti Teja Mara Palo Govinda Chara
Bhakti Jaya Hara Kaila
Radha Shyam.
Shri Rasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Shyam.
Shri Rasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Shyam.
Shri Rasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Shyam.
Jaya Jaya Rasa Lila Samamanoda.
Jaya Jaya Rasa Lila
Jaya Jaya Rasa Jaya Jaya Jala Rasa Sarvarasa
Jaya Jaya Jwala Rasa Sarva Rasa
Parakhiya Mame Jaha Pranite Praja.
Parakiya Bhave Jaha Brajate Praja.
Shri Janava Padha Padma Koriya Smara.
Shri Jana Pada Padma Oriya Smara.
Dina Krishna Das Koe Ram Sankirtan.
Dina Krishna Dasa Goe Nama Sankita.
Dina Krishna Das Koe Ram Sankirtan.
Dina Krishna Dasa Goe Nama Sankita.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan.
Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madan Mohan.
Shri Govinda Gopi Radha Madana Moha.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan.
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan.
Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madan Mohan.
Shri Govinda Gopi Radha Madana Moha.
Jai 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 Shri Vrindavan Ki Jai.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudarshan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. That was beautiful. And that song is one of my favorite songs. And it always does transports me to Vrindavan when the days I spent there. It really does transport me, and that's thanks to the beautiful words of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So thank you to all of you. And again, the deities are stunning. With the close-ups, they really are stunning. Do you by chance have the translation there, Sudarshan?
Yes, Priya.
It'd be nice to read the translation.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Yeah.
Translation. All glorious to Radha and Krishna and the divine forest of Vrindavan. All glorious to the three presiding deities of Vrindavan, Sri Govinda, Gopinatha and Madan Mohan. All glorious to Shyamakunda, Radhakunda, Govardhana Hill and the Yamuna River, Kalindi. All glorious to the great forest known as Mahavan, where Krishna and Balaram displayed all of their childhood pastimes. All glorious to Keshi Gata, where Krishna killed the Keshidiman. All glories to the Vamsi Vata tree, where Krishna attracted all the gopis to come by playing his flute. Glorious to all of the 12 forests of Raja. At these places of the son of Nanda, Shri Krishna performed all of his pastimes. All glorious to Krishna's divine father and mother, Nanda and Yashoda. All glorious to the cowherd boys, headed by Sri Dama, the older brother of Srimati Radharani and Anangavanjari. All glorious to the cows and the calves of Raja. All glorious to Radha's divine father and mother, Vrishabhanu, and the beautiful Kirtida. All glorious to Purnamashi, the mother of Sandipini Muni, grandmother of Madhumangala and Nandimukhi, and beloved disciple of Devarshi Narada. All glorious to the young cowherd maidens of Raja. All glorious to Gopishwara Shiva, who resides in Vrindavan in order to protect the holy Dhamma. All glorious to Krishna's funny Brahmana friend Madhumangal. All glorious to Rama Ghat, where Lord Balarama performed his rasa dance. All glorious to Lord Balarama, the son of Rohini. All glorious to all of the residents of Vrindavana. All glorious to the wives of the proud Vedic Brahmanas. All glorious to the wives of the Kaliya serpent. Through pure devotion, they all obtained the lotus feet of Lord Govinda. All glorious to the place where Rasa dance of Sri Krishna was performed. All glorious to Radha and Shyama. All glorious to the divine Rasa dance, which is the most beautiful of all Lord Krishna's pastimes. All glorious to the mellow of conjugal love, which is the most excellent of all rasas and is propagated in Vraja by Sri Krishna in the form of the divine Parikraya Bhav. Remembering the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda's consort, Sri Jahnavi Devi, this very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna, sings the Sankirtana of the holy name. Jai.
Right, thank you very much, Satya Devi. Thank you very much. And that last line was slightly unusual because he's glorifying remembering Janva Devi. But then if you think about it, Janva Devi is there, Betak is there at Radhakund, and it's a very prominent pilgrim place for devotees to go and pay the respects to Janva Devi right there at Radhakund. So wow, this song captures everything about Vrindavan and Braj. Thank you, Hare Krishna. We now go to the temple where hopefully our pujaris are ready to sing. Sachinandan, Vibhu Prabhu. Okay, Sudarshan Prabhu. Pranava Prabhu.
Yeah,
Can you please ring the temple and Sachidanand Prabhu? I just saw him walking by.
yeah, I'll give him a call.
Tell them to get ready. And meanwhile, I will just to those who joined us after the start. Unfortunately, there has been cases of COVID amongst some key devotees, including one of the pujaris. For this reason, we've had to revert back to a Zoom program for this Sunday and for the next few days. And the temple being closed to the public. But it was like remembering at the very fast how we were doing these programs before. And once again, I do thank the technical team with Alok on camera, Sudarshan on the slideshows, Anuragi on Zoom. Well done to all of you putting this all together, and it's very enjoyable experience watching it like this at this high quality. So now, obviously, this unfortunate breakout of COVID, within our devotees, is going to affect the Diwali program and the Govardhan Puja program Tuesday and Wednesday. We cannot take the risk of opening the temple until the devotees who do have COVID test themselves negative. So for this reason, we are postponing the Diwali program, Golden program. There'll be a combined program next Sunday at our temple. Next Sunday. So this Tuesday, Diwali program will be a Zoom YouTube program, and on Wednesday evening, and then Wednesday morning, late morning, there'll be online Zoom offerings. So you can cook uncooked offerings for Giriraj at your home, and 11:30 you can tune into our Zoom broadcast, and then we'll set the facilities where your offerings are being offered to our lordships on the altar. And next Sunday, hopefully everything is back to normal, and we can have a celebration at the temple in the evening, starting at about 4 o'clock, maybe slightly earlier, but 4 o'clock. Now we are trying to get an assessment of how many people will be turning up, which is, so our cooks are cooking for the right amount. So what we need, we are trying to use Eventbrite to give us an idea of numbers who will turn up. Now, because of the initial advertising of Diwali and Ankud on Eventbrite, we've had to now forget the word for it, but we have to cancel that one, and we open up another Eventbrite for next Sunday. Please, those who booked for Tuesday and Wednesday, please respond to the message sent out that those two have been canceled, and another one has been set up for next Sunday. So that's a humble request. So we have an idea of how many devotees we can expect to turn up. So Hare Krishna. We will go to the temple now. Here our lovely Pujara is saying. They are muted.
Bhajapure Mana Sri Nandana Abhaya Charana Bhajapure Mana Sri Nandana Bhajapure Sri Nandana Abhaya Bhaja
Jayo, thank you very much. You picked another one of my favorite bhajans. Thank you. Yeah, okay, Prabhus. If they can be muted. Thank you, Prabhus. Beautiful. So just to, the word I was looking for earlier about the event right was reschedule. There are two options. You cancel, reschedule, and I think we went for rescheduling. But I got a message here saying, please, those who have booked for Tuesday, Wednesday, if it's possible, please cancel that. And then rebook for next Sunday, and then we'll have a more accurate figure. Otherwise, there'll be doubling of numbers if you're not careful. Hare Krishna. So just want to, in a few minutes, our class will be given by His Grace Haridas Prabhu. And hopefully it will be about, the upcoming events, Govardhan Puja, Diwali. What I just wanted to say was in the last couple of weeks, we had quite a few birthdays. First it was Shravan, then it was Satya Devi. Then I got a message that it was Jai Krishna's birthday, little Jai Krishna, Ravi Tajan family who have gone back to Bharat. So it was little Jai Krishna's birthday. And today is little Arya's birthday, first birthday. Tamal and Radharup's little girl, it's her first birthday. So we want to wish all of them many, many happy returns, and may the Lord bless you all with lots of love and devotional service for their lordships, all of them. So if Haridas Prabhu is ready, perhaps we can go start today's class. Jaya Guru Sahib Prabhu.
We'll just do a little Jayarada Madhav before. So, yeah, as Prabhu has mentioned, in the temple, devotees have gotten COVID, but the main person that got it, the Pujari, he actually had got COVID, which is the reason why we've not done the Sunday program and the Diwali and other festivals, because whereas others can keep away from the temple, the Pujari's in the temple. And therefore the risk to the public of catching COVID was a little bit too high. So remember, to those that have booked on Eventbrite, the program is next Sunday. So please don't turn up on the day, because the temple will be Zoom only. It will be a Zoom program that we're doing on that day and on Govardhan Puja. But the actual festival will be celebrating next Sunday. So we'll just do a little Jayarada Madhav. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopinana Vadava, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Gopi Jannavallabha, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari, Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Braja Janavandana Jamuna Tiranatari Jamuna Tiranatari Jaya Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Madhava Radhe,
Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj.
Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Gaur Premanande.
Thank you, Guru Seva. Jai, welcome everyone. It's so lovely. Vidya Prabhu, it's lovely to see you on Zoom. I mean, you're so comfortable doing the emceeing, and I was thinking for 2 years we did that, so we can always fall back on the Zoom program whenever there's any hazard in the temple like we experienced. So it's wonderful to be talking about the festivals which are happening, and there are so many now, and the WhatsApp media is really bringing in too many. I mean, everybody who didn't know anything now is expert in forwarding all these festivals. And I always wonder, do they really understand deeply what each festival is? Or are they sort of championing themselves in pushing it forward? And what's the end result? We are culturally then aware of many, many festivals in a year. There's one every day almost. But how deep do you go into your devotion? That is a big question. And I think it is important, even for those who have the Ishdev as a particular Ishdev, how much strongly they are connected to that Ishdev. Because all these festivals, some of them are very cultural, social, different areas, and we give the same importance to them as, say, Janmashtami or Guru Purnima. So, we got to be careful how we don't treat all festivals as with the same intensity as the main ones which us Vaishnavas celebrate. It is important, and otherwise you get foggy-headed and like what is what. So today I'll talk a little bit about what the creme de la creme is, which is the cream of festival. Who is the highest personality we should devote our life to, and what did Srila Prabhupada recommend? And we Vaishnavas are broad-minded, but we're also strict as well. And because as you go higher and higher on the mountain, it's the same path, and sometimes path is narrow, and you don't want to fall down, because then you go down to the base again. So many of these festivals are really part of our dharma, Sanatana Dharma. So it's a fairly wide range there. Just take Diwali now. The actual Diwali is on Tuesday. Now, some people call that Badi Diwali. And they're doing one tomorrow, which is Choti Diwali. That's what WhatsApp message I got today. Happy Choti Diwali. That's the first time I'm hearing it. And I think tomorrow Narkasur will be killed by Lord Krishna. And so in the south of Bharat, they celebrate that. And then on Tuesday, it's a kind of in the morning is a solar eclipse as well. And that's complicated matters. So in the north of Bharat, they celebrate because Lord Ram has come back to Ayodhya. And all those who have watched the series, the Ramayana series, or read the Ramayana, which we were reading every evening, and we can say it's very, very important because Sri Ram was sent away for 14 years. And Sri Bharat ji said that if you are late, even by one day, I will actually burn myself. So there was this speed on to come back. And then Ravan had complicated things. And we've been reading it, and honestly, it's been amazing. The fighting and amount of people got killed. And we should celebrate that all that evil was defeated by Sri Ram. And that's when I was young, that's how I knew it. Diwali is when Lord Ram comes home. Now, my God, there's a whole list there. So sometimes you feel a little, what's the word, shy in declaring out openly. Diwali means Lord Ram has returned to Ayodhya after 14 years. Because you've got to take into account this, that, and Lakshmi Puja, and Kali Mata Puja, and excuse me. So Dantras, they say in Punjabi, sorry, excuse me, because I don't celebrate so much there. And then there is the Govardhan Puja. Srila Prabhupada made us aware of that, unquote. We always enjoy Diwali, but the next day we enjoy it even more. Vidhu Prabhu is expert at, reconstructing Sri Krishna, picking the Sri Giriraj, and then we do parikrama around it, and we have a Govardhan Shila, which we'll be doing on Wednesday, and we'll be doing puja, and it's more personal. So then why do we feel like when we do some of the festivals, we feel more close to it than some of the others? Although all of them are given importance, how come the same rasa doesn't come out? Because it depends on what stage you are in your devotional life. So I just wanted to say that today's presentation is going to be one of, we even have books, scriptures. How do they compare with each other, right? So there's the Bhagavad Gita. I have a Bhagavad Gita here. And then you have the Bhagavatam, and then you have the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So today I wanted to share it with the Vaishnavas that we will actually look at Bhagavad Gita very briefly and Bhagavatam and then Chaitanya Charitamrita. And it will show you, and Prabhupada has said it himself, that Bhagavad Gita is BSc, Bachelor of Science. And then as you become expert on that, and then you move on to Bhagavatam, and that is the MSc, the Master of Science. And then once you finish that, then you ascend to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is PhD. And everybody, in the academic field, when you say he's a doctorate, PhD, people respect that. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is the PhD. But please don't think that it gets more complicated to understand. No, it isn't like that. The contents of it, the philosophy, the Siddhanta, which are in these three books, then there is a difference in it. So I wanted to demonstrate how Bhagavad Gita is the most important and universally accepted in the courts, and even Rishi Shonak, if he does become prime minister, then he'll swear on the Bhagavad Gita. And when he became the MP, he did that. And in Bharat, and they do that as well. So they swear on it. So Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita himself. So we'll take the Siddhanta of Bhagavad Gita and then move on to Bhagavatam and just a couple of shlokas from there and see what is the conclusion of Bhagavatam. And then we will see the introduction of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So hope you stay with me and you understand and I do justice. I'm not very expert, scholarly or anything like that, but I've been in the movement for quite a long time. And I picked up by hearing different speakers, the direction, the conclusions. And so we don't really stay around in one level, by Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. And this Sadhu Sang, we end up, progressing little by little. So I'm going to make a start. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Guran Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitangsya Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. So I'll begin with a short story. When Lord Ram was here, because Diwali is going to be soon, so minds are on Lord Ram returning. But before, Surupnaka came and she was attracted to Lord Ram and she went directly and shamelessly approached him and saying, "You be my husband." She disregarded Sita Mata. And then Lord Ram just said, I am already married, just Lakshmana is alone there, so you can ask him. And so she went to him. He said, no, he's only the servant Das. Can you go to Lord Ram again? And so when Lord Ram refused, so she realized that Sita Mata is the reason why he wouldn't marry. So she was horrible to Sita Mata. And Lakshman cut Surupnaka's nose. So then Kar and Dushan, they were sent by Surupnaka saying, somebody's done this to me, so can you take revenge, please? And so Krishna single-handedly killed thousands of these Rakshasas headed by Kar and Dushan. And afterwards, Sita Mata joined him and said, "What's all this? Why all these bodies? Who killed them?" And Lord Ram said, "Why, I did." Sita Mata objected and said, "This is not very good." And Lord Ram said, "Next avatar, I will not use weapons. I will not utilize weapons." So she was happy with that. Sita Mata was happy with that. So when Krishna came in Dwapar, and in Brajmandal, Putana came, Shaktashura, all these demons came. So little Krishna was killing them. And Radharani got to hear about it, and she reminded Krishna that you had promised that you will not kill. He goes, no. I didn't say I wouldn't kill. I said I will not utilize weapons. So I'm able to kill these demons just with my hands, So Radharani thought, okay, you're trying to be clever. So then next time Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gora Sundar, Srimati Radharani made sure that she sits in his heart. And then her luster is what the luster of the Lordship is. Krishna Varanam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopanga Staparstam Yagya Sankirtana Praya Yajanti Hi Sumed Saha. So then there was no way Lord Chaitanya was going to kill anybody. And he didn't. Nearly. Jagai and Madai saw the roop. He was about to kill Madai. So in his appearance, he's not going to kill. So you can see that through Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, and then Gauranga Mahaprabhu, although Kali Yuga is the worst age, then Treta and Dwapar, more should be killed. Well, they're killing each other now everywhere. In Kali Yuga, and Lord Chaitanya decided not to. And this is important. In Treta Yuga, Lord Ram was a Maryada Purushottam. Yeah, he established the Dharma, the standards, and everybody should follow. Ram Raj, so even when in Bharat they want to win elections, they say, we'll bring back Ram Raj. And they don't even know what Ram Raj is, but they just promise it, and people have heard of Lord Ram, so they vote them. And we had to follow Lord Ram's example. And then in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna comes to just show what he can do. He's a supreme Lord, and yet he's called Makar, Chor, Ran Chor. All these things, you can call him whatever you like, but he's still the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there's a warning, don't follow Krishna, just worship him. Now in Kali Yuga, which is the most degraded age, we all know it, we are seeing it, we're seeing the degradation. We are being given something very, very special, which other avatars couldn't give. And that's not just my opinion, it's written in. So that's what today I'm going to, in the end present. But you might think, then is Gita not then relevant? Or is Ramayana not relevant? Or Bhagavatam and everything? But everything has progression. You can't jump to the highest stage. And we must have been born before many times as Sanatam Dharmi. But every living entity has so many desires. So even if you're a devotee, at the end, you desire something else. You end up not being born as a pure devotee. Something happens. So we don't know the history of each living entity, but obviously either we were successful or not successful, or we wanted to receive the highest reward, which is Radha Krishna Prem, which wasn't easily available before. I'm sure it was there, but it wasn't made available like Lord Chaitanya did. So I'm just giving you a clue why Chaitanya Charitamrita will demonstrate that. But we'll start with Bhagavad Gita. So if Sudarshan Prabhu is there, can you put up Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 13? Thank you. You're faster than me. So if you can all read, let's read together. Can you take it up a bit so the English is down? Thank you. So boliye Sami. Dehinosmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehanta prapti dhirastatra namuyati. Dehinosmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehanta prapti dhirastatra namuyati. So you can see Krishna has started with this philosophy. Arjun doesn't want to fight. He feels this killing business is not going anywhere, especially killing your own kin. So, he surrendered to Lord Krishna, says, now I'm surrendered to you, please guide me. So this almost is the first kind of instruction to Sri Arjun Dev. So let's read what he says as a philosophy. So there are many people, when Prabhupada went and talked on this. So if you can move to the English. Yes, there you go. So then Srila Prabhupada blew people's socks up just with the philosophy that, you know, you're not this body, you're a soul. Just that, this first item. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. See, there you go. Dhiras tatra na muyati. So we all have to become sober. We are all embodied. We are very connected to our body. As the embodied soul continually passes from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body. See, incredible philosophy. It makes you identify who you really are, not the body. But when Srila Prabhupada went to the West, everybody was into, you know, the body, the desires of the body and experiencing the body to its greatest height. Drugs being used, alcohol, you name it, you know, promiscuous behavior was there, boyfriend, girlfriend, no marriages, no kids weren't being looked after and everything. You can see how the degradation was so obvious. And Srila Prabhupada goes at that time. And then this is the bit, it blew their socks, like, not that they have a soul, they are a soul, but they have a body. And Mukund Maharaj says when he first heard that, you know, as Prabhupada's first few disciples, he said, they really blew their socks. They're thinking, this is amazing. So you can imagine this is the beginning. But that's Krishna even told Arjuna that. So we'll move on to the next one. Right, this is the one everybody knows. So let's all, I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole Bhagavad Gita, but you've read it. So I'm picking up a couple of verses. So the Bhagavad Gita starts with that philosophy that you're not this body. And then that is self-realization. And then you got to come for God realization. So Krishna helps you in this. And he, although he said about different karmas and all that, and let's see what he says here. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvang sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shuchaha. Everybody. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvang sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shuchaha. So let's see, the translation is so wonderful. Look, just one, it's almost like 3 sentences, isn't it? It's a promise. Sri Krishna is giving it, made you realize first you're a soul. And then you're a soul, then what are you going to do? You know, you're going to bob around the universe, you know, and try to enjoy yourself. That's what you've been doing anyway, through different 84 lakh June. No, he's giving you final direction. He gave other direction, karma yoga, gyan yoga, stun yoga, all this kind of thing. This is bhakti yoga. Then he goes, look at this, amazing. Whatever he said, then he goes, abandon all varieties of religion. Many people think actually we should give up religion. No, that's not what I mean. Varieties, okay? Because that people are reading into, okay, this is also this. There's so many varieties. Like I said, varieties of festivals. So even Krishna is trying to say, don't focus too much on everything. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. See, you got to be a very confident person to take on responsibility of all the living entities in the creation. Look at this. You got to have capacity to do that. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Here we go. He's taking responsibility. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Do not fear. We're all afraid. Bhayam rather than abhayam. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. So Prabhupada translated that we are all involved in sinful reactions. You know, we are not really living. We are reacting to our previous sin. And Krishna, I mean, we can't get out of it ourselves. We're in Maya. He's the Mayapati. So here he does, if you surrender to Krishna, he will, deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So please realize, Bhagavad Gita, we picked up one shlok in the beginning, which says you're a soul. Then we come to the end, and we see the promise of Sri Krishna saying, surrender unto me. Now, if I ask somebody, how do you surrender to Krishna? I struggled with it for so many years. Like, what is the surrender? Because I did that. I did Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padsip. I did all that. But my ego was still there. My abhiman. When you feel fortunate, your abhiman comes up. Fortunate means that either I'm better than others or I'm better than my previous situation. So abhiman comes. At that time, you don't realize, oh my God, this is Krishna's mercy. We tend to just qualify as our good fortune. And that brings about abhiman like that. But when you're Danya means you're humbled by what Shri Krishna just done. You don't qualify. You're humbled by it. Rather than, oh, I'm qualified now. That is abhiman. It's very, very subtle. But it takes a long time to know what surrender is. So you've read the Bhagavad Gita, you've surrendered to Krishna, then you're thinking, okay, so what do I do now? I feel I've surrendered to Krishna. Then somebody introduces you to Srimad Bhagavatam. So there you are, Krishna has asked surrendered. So then it tells you, oh yeah, carry on. Bhagavatam 111. Wow, 111. I mean, if you're in trouble, just ring 111. So if you're in trouble spiritually, please ring 111 and this will help you. So I want everybody to chant this one as well. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasya Yato Anvyaditratas Charteshva Vigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavai Muhyante Yat Suryaha Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatratri Sargo Amrisha Damna Svene Sada Nirasta Kuakam Satyam Varam Dhimahi. Let's do it again. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasya Yato Anvyat Itarata Charteshva Vigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavai Muhyante Yat Surya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatratri Sargo Amrisha Damne Svene Sada Nirasta Kuakam Satyam Varam Dhimahi. So beautiful. So then we read the English on this one. Because Krishna said, surrender unto me, and you want to know who Krishna is? There you are. This is what Krishna is. I'll read. Oh, okay. Oh my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, oh all-pervading personality of Godhead. That's what Vasudeva means. It's all-pervading, is everywhere. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there's no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifest by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Now look at this one verse. it's got so much in it about Sri Krishna. And purport is pretty big. I'm not going to read that, but when I first read this translation, even I didn't understand. To understand Krishna, he says even sages are put into illusion. You cannot understand Krishna so easily. But it's joy to start trying to understand Krishna. So then you get to know his name, you get to know his form, his roop, Tribhanga Swarup, Satchitananda Vigraha. You get to know his gunas, his Sri Bhagavan, the 6 incredible qualities. And then his Leela. And Sri Krishna is called Leela Purushottam. Maryada Purushottam is Sri Ram, Leela Purushottam is Sri Krishna. You worship Lord Ram and Lord Krishna in their different roles there. And when you need protection, you can call both Krishna and Lord Ram, but Lord Ram always carries Gandiva. Our Krishna of Vrindavan carries the flute, equally powerful. And then we read the Bhagavatam, and he starts off how various creations are happening. And this is where the crux of the universe, Sarga, Visarga, the primary creation, then the secondary creation. The primary creation, Mahavishnu is an expansion of Sankarshana. And in the Vaikuntha realm, there's Krishna in the beginning, and then expansion is Balaram from there, the Chaturvyu, which is Vasudev, Shankarashna, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And then they all split into 4. It's numerous. 3/4 the size of the whole creation every day. We don't know the units, but 3/4 is the Vaikuntha Dham. And 1/4 is the energies, is the material. So then Sankarshana is managing all that. And one of his part becomes Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu is by no means small. Compared to Shankarshana, yes. But Mahavishnu is the greatest, biggest personality we have in the material world. And just imagine from his pores, every pore, different universes. It is said that if there's different holes in the old Bharatiya palaces, they didn't have glass, but they had, like a pattern where there were holes. So when it was sunny, you could see little bits floating in the sun rays. And loads of universes are coming out. And then Mahavishnu then expands and becomes Garbhodaksha Vishnu into each particle of that. And then he sheds water, lies on top of it, and then from his nabi comes the lotus flower, and within the stem is the 14 systems. And then Brahmaji is born on the lotus, and it takes him 100 years to realize where he is and what it is all about. It's a very lengthy kind of process. It's all covered in Srimad Bhagavatam. When he talks about the spiritual world and Svarga, and then Patal, and all different lokas there. We've been actually traveling. We're not always there at planet Earth. We go to different places according to whatever karma is. So the details are numerous. You can't in 5 minutes, I can say it, I'm saying it, but you ain't going to understand it. You have to relate to it. And then it becomes real in your heart. And then you avoid it, saying, I don't want to go to different situations, And then the different leelas, different avatars. And then Vyasadev concludes Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam, because like the different festivals, you still got to have the one, the best one. And then Vyasadev says Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. He's the Swayam Bhagavan, the others are avatars. He's the avatari. So you can see all these details are being given, and different cantos go through. Then eventually in the 10th canto, then Krishna Leela starts, and there's Bal Leela as well in there. Other avatars, they don't say much about the childhood pastimes, but Krishna is one, and Krishna's pastimes are so attractive. There's a particular rasa, Vatsalya Bhav. It generates a Vatsalya Bhav. and Kartik, and Damodarashtakam is all about Yashodama tying up baby Krishna. Today is Arya's birthday, and we all wishing her well. And she doesn't even know what it is in her first year or something. But to us, it is special. To her, it's another day. People are fussing about her and all that kind of thing. It brings this Vatsalya Bhav, like we want to make her happy. It's a special day. So these rasas in Krishna Leela become pretty obvious. Shantras, Dasiras, Sakyaras, Vatsalya Bhav, and Madhurya Ras. And even there's a category, Svakya Bhav and Parikya Bhav. And these are the various rasas you can have when you relate to Krishna and Radharani in different way. The only thing is, in there, people say to us, well, how come Radharani is not mentioned? And yet there's a Maharas, Ras Panchadhyay being described in details, and Krishna is talking to them. So the word Aradhita comes. In there, there's kind of a clue there, the best of the gopis. And I heard somewhere it says the word Radha is given to Radharani because of all ones who do Aradhana, she is the best. So that's why she gets the title Radha. She's the best worshipper of Krishna. And also Krishna worships her. So Radhita, Radhika, Radhita means the one who is worshipped. So all this is complicated. But anyway, so it's not obviously written, Srimati Radharani, in there. So many people think, is it imagined or something like that? I know gopis are mentioned and there's Gopi Geet there and everything. So then you say, okay, well, I must find it somewhere. So Srimad Bhagavatam describes Krishna's Leela, and then Dwarkadish's Leela, and then Krishna leaves as well. There's Bhavishya, what's going to happen, what will happen in the future and all that. So we come to 12th canto, the last verse of Bhagavatam. Let's read what he says, because it's higher than Bhagavad Gita. We've read the 111, we rung 111. So then what does 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3 say? So Darshan, you there? Okay. Maybe there's difficulty, but I got it here somewhere. Okay. So it's 12, 13, 23. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha. Let's go out of focus there. Samanas Tam Namami Harim Param. Okay, it's in focus now. So let's see what the last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is. There we go. Take it up in English. Okay, here we go. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, Hari, the congregational chanting of whose holy names destroy all sinful reactions, and the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material suffering. So let's read that again slowly. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Supreme Lord Hari, okay, which we do, and Sri Hari, we say, and Guru Maharaj love to say Sri Hari, the congregational chanting of whose holy name destroys all sinful reactions. So when Krishna goes, Sarva Dharman Parityajaya Mamekam Sharanam Brajat. So if you don't know how to surrender to Krishna, here's an explanation. The congregational chanting. So we're going to come together, you see, Sankirtan, of whose holy names destroy all sinful reaction. Same as Krishna says, when you surrender to me, I'll absolve you of all sinful reactions. This is all the same, but who does it? The Sankirtan Yajna. And the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material suffering. So every time we suffer, we just pay obeisances to the Supreme Lord and believe in it. Everybody's into instant tea, instant coffee, and instant this, so they want instant relief as well. Please realize some of your sins are pretty deep. To pull the grass is quicker. Pull a bush takes a little longer. And to pull a tree out takes longer. Okay, so many of our sins are very, very deep, many millions of lifetimes. So then Krishna is removing this. So believe in it that you will be saved. So you can see here, it concludes the Sankirtan Yajna. See, chanting of the holy name. Now let's compare it with Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita starts with the philosophy that you're the soul, not the body. Then he goes to the surrender at the end. So Bhagavad Gita is there. Then Bhagavatam talks about the first verse, 111, is all about what Krishna is, like the Supremo. And then he has a spiritual abode. And then we talked about various incarnation, the construction of this material universe. And then also there is another one, which is Vaikuntha. So all that information is there, different incarnations, and different devotees. Then at the end, after saying all that, it concludes like that. So we are following that. Srila Prabhupada asked us to do that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also encouraged that. So now let's move on to the final book, which is Chaitanya Charitamrita. And in there, I would call for verse 1.4. That's 4, actually. It looks like 8, but it's 1.4. Okay. So I'm no expert at this one. I'm getting there. I know Pundrik's father used to sing it beautifully. But let's try this one. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda Grantere Rambikare Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana. Okay. Anarpita Charing Chirag Karunaya Vitirana Kalau Smarpyatam Anatubala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Divati Kadam Sandipitaha Sadharidaya Kandare Spurato Vasachinandana Anarpita Charing Chira Karunaya Vitirana Kalau Smarpyatum Unatujvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dyuti Kadam Sandipataha Sadharidaya Kandare Spurato Vasachinandana. Wow, beautiful. Sachinandana. So what's on our altar? Sachinandan Nitachan. Let's read the translation. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. This is Krishnadas Kaviraj is blessing you. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mallow of devotional service, the mallow of conjugal love, Shringararas, that is. So let's assess this again. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, it's called Sachinandan. So what do we have on the altar in Coventry? Sachinandan. Is he golden or not? It's very, very golden. And recently, every evening when we do, even today, my God, and Vidhu Prabhu sort of said how beautifully they look. I mean, I'm just reading this thing, but the Lordship is guiding us. Prabhupada is guiding us what to read. Krishnadas Kaviraj is guiding us. And we are just like microphone. What is being written here, we're just reading it. So please realize that this is wonderful that in Coventry we have Sachinandan Nitai Chand as the main deities. And Sachinandan Chand, they worship Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. And we got Jagannath Baldev Subhadra as well. There's whole stories with each deity. And because they're Radhakrishna together, we got Radha Madhav as well. And because Giriraj, they enjoy the pastime, then Giriraj, Govardhan Shila is there. And then Madhusudan is there. And then there is Manima, in a Shila form. And there's Radha Ramanji as well. I mean, we can't get more Gaudiya than this. So fantastic. And we got the Parampara and everything. So please, today we are realizing something incredible, which wasn't designed by us because we couldn't drive in a straight line. Never mind, have a wonderful altar with all the main deities which matter to give you the highest rasa, take you, it is Vrindavan there, Mayapur there, Ekachakra there, and Jagannath Puri there on the altar. And we are planning to go to these dhams. But the Lordship is called Param Dham. The Lordship, the personality is called Param Dham. Dham usually is a place. That's how we see, like we go from this place, situation, to the next situation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the highest Dham, So can we just realize that it's no incarnation given before? That's Krishnadas Kaviraj's strong statement. And are we going to doubt that? Of course we are not. You might say, well, you have followers. That's why you're accepting it. No. He's proved it. Lord Chaitanya proved it. And if you read the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, it blows your socks because there's nobody else who experienced the love of Radha Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. And it's Swayam Sri Krishna, in the effulgence of Radha Rani. He wanted to taste all this. And then there's external reasons and there's internal reasons why Lord Chaitanya came. And this is just the beginning, right? So we started in Bhagavad Gita by Dehinosmin Yatha Dehe. It was great. Okay, we're not this body, we are a soul. So everybody blew their socks. That's just the beginning. Then Sarva Dharman Pariteja. Say, okay, then we don't go into this clutter of different dharmas and everything. We don't know the vidhis and will you get there or not? Krishna goes, okay, Sarva Dharman Pariteja. And we just thought, what is surrender then and all that? So we went to Bhagavatam, and in there we realize, Satyam Param Dhimahi, and meditate on the supreme truth. And at the end, he goes, Sankirtana. This is just the beginning, right in the beginning. And he says, what Lord Chaitanya brought, Sachinandan, actually Sachinandan word, if you're in trouble, you can call Sachinandan name. Advaita Acharya's son, he went into ecstasy and almost died, and Advaita Acharya started to cry, and they sang Nrsimha prayer, nothing happened. They said Krishna, and nothing happened. And then somebody chanted Sachinandan, and the boy got up, And you can see it's a powerful, but we in Coventry are not realizing what we have. That's our unfortunate situation. We don't realize what we've been given. We didn't, like we designed the altar, it's still not there. Okay, because we designed it, that we still the ahankar, so ain't coming. It's when you become surrendered, then the altar will come. Sachinandan doesn't want an Abhiman altar on there. He wants to sit on, nice, somebody's no Abhiman, Dasa Nudas. So that's just 1.4 of Adi Leela. Now let's go to the next verse, what it is saying. So that'll be 1.5, Adi Leela 1.5. Jai Ho. Thank you, Sudarshan Prabhu. There you go. Here we go. Now, see, we didn't find the word Radha in Bhagavad Gita. We didn't find the Radha in, Bhagavatam. Radhita is there. It's a little complicated. It's hidden, this, the other. Here we go. It's 1.5. I mean, it's the beginning of the book. The word Radha is there in Krishna. Wow. So I'll read it. I don't know the meter of this, so I'm just guessing. So please forgive me. I think we should get Tushana to say this kind of thing. The other one, the shorter version we know about verses, but this is a long one. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Haladini Shakti Rasmad Ekatmanavapi Bhuvi Pura Deha Vedam Gatauto Chaitanyakhyam prakatam aduna tadavyam chaikyam napatam radha bhav dyuti suvalitam nomi Krishna svarupam. Okay, so let's do the translation. What's the translation? The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental, manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. It's called Haladini. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself can I finish it? I didn't finish it. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. I'm so sorry, I just couldn't contain myself. So there you go. Tell me who's going to argue that Radharani is not mentioned in the scriptures when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is delivering the love experiences to all of us. We, the fallen souls of Coventry, are daily taking darshan of that Lord. He's brought what, which was never brought before. Yeah. So it's difficult to continue for me. But let's read again. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself, the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. So thank you. So I've recovered somewhat. Thank you. So what I was really trying to present today is devotees, sometimes when I meet them, they are going around at the same level. And they don't realize that just very close to them is the actual gem, the diamond, the actual bhakti of the highest order. And it's available to all of us. And who brought it? Srila Prabhupada did. He's so good. Yes. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. And Guru Maharaj trained us in Sanatana Dharma and the discipline. And so he made our container, our heart, strong, religious, and said, come to Satogun, prepare it. Because Srila Prabhupada did all this hard work, so one day we'll all realize what is Lord Chaitanya's gift to the whole world. It isn't just another religion, please. Let's not devalue it. It's not just another sect, another religion. You can't get Radha Krishna's love unless you surrender to Gaur Nitai. You got to do that. That's why Gaudiya Vaishnavas are very, very special. And this yoga and viyog, we don't understand. When we are reading this thing, we're feeling Krishna is there. And then when we put the books away or we finish reading, there's a viyog, there's separation. Oh my God, what's happened to the pastimes now? So even this reading is not ordinary reading. We're reading the Ramayana at the moment, all of us, and we hardly miss it out. we just read all the details. And at the moment, there was a lot of battle going on in Sri Lanka. And it was disturbing me a bit. There was too much. And I'm saying, Hanuman, you're so surrendered. And yet in fighting, you don't want to mess around with Hanumanji. And I was telling Premanji, I goes, you know what, I love Gaur Leelas. There's none of this gory details in there. There's the other gory details in there. And it makes you soft, but it doesn't make you weak. Please don't take Vaishnav's softness as weakness. No, they're very, very strong. They know what they want. They know what they're relishing. And I'll just give you a little example of how special Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees are. Bhakta Vrinda. It's fantastic. King Prataprudra heard about Lord Chaitanya coming, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, hosted him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the southern Bharat Yatra. And then King Prataprudra called Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saying, I hear you're associating with the sannyasi. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, yeah, you're right. He goes, but I would like to meet him. And he goes, oh, I'm not sure about that, because he's very, very strict. He's young, but very, very strict. And he said, but please put in a good word, because he's the king of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He said, okay, I'll do that. When Lord Chaitanya came back from southern Bharat, all the devotees, were excited, the ones in Jagannath Puri, because at the moment, there wasn't a big camp set up yet. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyas, then he came to Jagannath Puri, and then only a very short period he went to southern Bharat. So then a message was sent to the devotees in Bengal that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has returned after 1.5 years. You can come and meet him. He would like to meet you all. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sat there saying, can I ask you something? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yeah, like Pundrik's father used to say, Nischint hoke puch lijiye. Don't worry about it, ask. If he's Anukul, I'll say yes. If it's Pratikul, I'll say no. Then he goes, King Prataprudra would like to meet you. And immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put his hand on his ear and started to shake his head again. No, that's not possible, because I'm a sannyasi, I can't do that. And then he tries to present the kingly bid that he's good and this and the other. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you make one more request, I will actually leave this place then. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got frightened. And then he went to the king, and the king goes, what's my chances? He goes, no chance at all. He was so disappointed because there were only 2 minutes left, so I'm going to rush. Then the Bengali devotees came, and Narendra Sarovar, this is in Jagannath Puri, on the Grand Road, there's Sarovar there. And he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come, and King Prataprudra told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who are these devotees? He said, they just come from Bengal. Who are they? He goes, I don't know them, but another person who knows them will call him. So he was brought, and he said, this is Advaitacharya, that's Nityanand Prabhu, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. So they were on a veranda at the top of the palace, and they're looking down. And then there was incredible greeting and kirtan he has never heard. And then they all bow down to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced all of them, and Prataprudra was feeling it like I wasn't allowed to be near him. Look how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is greeting and hugging them, and they're going into ecstasy. And then he said, where are they going now? He goes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to Gambhira, and they're following him there. He said, are they not going to go into the temple first? And he goes, these are not ordinary devotees. He goes, Raja Pratap says, but when you go to Dham, you got to, you got to bathe, you got to shave your head, surrender, do a bit of fasting, and then take darshan of the Lordship, and then do anything else. He said, and where's all this Maha Prasad is going? He said, they're going to Gambhira because Lord Chaitanya is going to feed them. And he said, but they haven't taken darshan yet. He goes, don't worry about it. They're not into Vedi Bhakti. They're Raganugas. They're spontaneous. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, garlanded each one of them and put the sandalwood on them. Then he said, okay, take darshan of the chakra. Go and bathe, and then take darshan of the chakra, and then come here, I'll feed you personally. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fed them personally. He gave three man's, prasadam to them and the capacity, but they weren't eating. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "What's up? I've given you so much. Why are you not eating?" And they didn't want to, weren't saying anything. So then somebody suggested, "Lord Chaitanya, unless you eat, then I'm going to eat." So then Lord Chaitanya went somewhere else, separate place, and they all ate. And I had to rush this talk, but Pratap Ruda was saying, why didn't they follow the etiquette, the Sanatana Dharma? They said they're very special devotees. So please realize this spontaneity of the heart in loving Krishna. That's what Lord Chaitanya is giving to us, becomes spontaneous. Otherwise, you've been Vidhi Mark for so long, you celebrate all the festivals going, and you'll get confused which is the best one. You'll be celebrating all this, that, and the other. And then at the end of your life, you'll be thinking, I didn't make any road into the depth of this Krishna consciousness. So I hope today, I was able to simplify or maybe complicate it, but I hope those references, you can check them out yourself. Just wanted to say what we have is very, very special. Please cherish it, guard it, and tread it. Go towards it every day. Simplify your life. Don't make it too materially complicated and hope you'll get there. No, you got to be pure at heart. Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, these are the people he came to change their minds, right? And look at this. Lord Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu convinced Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to turn from Brahmanandi to Krishna Bhakta. Number 2, King Prataprudha gave up his kingly attire to serve Lord Chaitanya after he was refused audience many times. Lord Chaitanya embraced a Brahmin who was Lord Ram's follower. And after the embrace, he started to glorify Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya said, "Why are you glorifying Krishna?" And he goes, "Now I just want to chant, since you embraced me, this is what's happened." And then another one, after discussion with Sri Venkata Bhatt, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made him Krishna Bhakta. He used to be a Lakshmi Narayan devotee, Gopal Bhatt's father, and in Ranganath. And then he changed him as well. Then this Prakashananda, who was a Mayavadi, converted him into a Vaishnava in Varanasi. In Jharkhand, he made the tigers and deers sing and dance with each other and singing the Mahamantra. He made 6 Goswamis the foundational acharyas of Sri Chaitanya movement. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated many Buddhists. And he converted Pathans into Vaishnavas. And then Keshav Kashmiri, who was very, very proud, he humbled him. That's a small list. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to do. And if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you'll realize, better surrender to, go Nitai, and we do what we are doing already. Please don't think there's something more Coventry needs to have. No, we got it all, okay? But the only thing is it needs our commitment, surrender, and then you can enjoy this regularly. Thank you very much. Jai Ho Vidhu Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Haridas Prabhu. Very deep class there. And just, I don't know, it's so deep, lost for words, what to say. But a powerful message there. Thank you.
Yes.
Those personalities on our altar whose Aarti we will be doing very, very soon, they are here to give us our topmost. And we cannot, we got to kick ourselves for not appreciating they came to us.
Yes.
That mercy, this is their mercy.
Yes.
This how it manifested in Coventry. They just made their own way all the way to Coventry. So this is ridiculous how merciful they've been to us. And we must take every opportunity to get attached to them and serve them. So thank you very much, Haridas. A lot to reflect on in the class. Hare Krishna. And also very nice that we are seeing Srimati looking better now.
Jai Ho Srimati.
You can see Srimati there. I hope she can hear us. But we will go over to the temple now for the evening Aarti. Hare Krishna Prabhus. Same as what you do normally on weekdays, Prabhus. Sachin.
Haribol.
Haribol Prabhu, we are ready. So same as what you do other days. You do both the Gaurati and the Damodar Arati.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Now is Arati?
Yes, Arati time now. Yes.
Okay. Adinandan.
Sudarshan, when the Damodar Arati is on, please play some really beautiful slideshows for that. You're doing a grand job there, so really appreciate that.
Anybody sing Arati, Prabhu?
I haven't arranged anyone, but if you want, I can ask. Pranava household, can you sing a Gaura Arati, please?
Yes, Guruji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Shiva Jaya Jaya Gora Chande, Arati Shobha. Oh Jaya Gora Chande, Arati Shobha. Janavi Tachava Jagamanalo Janavi Tachava Jagamanalo Dhaki Nita Chan Bhamikadadhar Dakhinenita Chan Bhamikadadhar Kateya Dvaita Shri Vasachatra Kateya Dvaita Shri Vasachatra বসিয়াছে গোরাচাঁদ রত্ন সিংহাসন বসিয়াছে গোরাচাঁদ রত্ন সিংহাসন আরতি করে না ব্রহ্মা অধিদেব গানে আরতি করে না ব্রহ্মা অধিদেব গানে নরহরি আদি করি চামর ধুলায়
নারাহরি আদি করি চামারা দুলায়া
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু কোশাধিকায়
সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু কোশাধিকায়
শঙ্খ বাজে গন্ধা বাজে বাজে করতাল
শঙ্কা বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে বাজে করতালা
মাধুরাজে গঙ্গা বাজে মধুমদ সালা
মাধুরামৃদঙ্গা বাজে পরমরসালা
শঙ্খ বাজে গন্ধা বাজে মাধুর 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 বাজে
শঙ্কা বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মাধুর 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 বাজে
শঙ্খ বাজে গন্ধা বাজে मधुर मधुर बाजे
घंटा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर निताय गौर
हरि बोल हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
बहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी धन उजवाला
बाहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी वदन उज्ज्वला
गला देश मन मन जनमाला गाला
देशे वनमाला जलमाला
सुखनारधा
जीवा सुखनारदा
नोद देखे संपादा
भगदी विनोदा देगे होरार संपादा गौरांगे आरोति शोभा जगा जनमाना गौरांगे आरोति शोभा जगा जनमाना लोभा जग जनमन लोभा जग जनमन लोभा निताय गौर निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. Shall we continue with Namamishwaram Guru?
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं यशोदाभियोलुखलाब्धप्रमाणम् परामृष्टमत्यन्तगोप्याम् दुधं तमुहुर्नेत्रं युग्मामि चान्ताम् कराम्बोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकं पात्रिरेखान्तकान्ता स्थितादेवं दामोदरं भक्तिभाजम् इति दृक्षलीलाभिधानन्दतुल्ये स्वघोषां निवाजन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषु गानेषु भक्तिताम् पुनर्प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यवृहेहं वारिषादपीहा इदं ते वपुर्णाधगोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्यामि रसन्ति मन्ये नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्
लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोधाभियोलुकलाघवमानम् परां दृष्टमत्यन्तदोषगोप्राम् इदं ते मुकाम्बोजमत्यन्तनीलै कृताकुन्तलै स्निग्धरसैषगोप्या मुहुर्षुम्भिताम्बिम्बरक्तादरं मे मनश्चाभिरास्तां नशलाभे नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलाभिमानम् कृपादृष्टिवेश्यापि दीनं गतानु गृहाणि क्षमामज्ञमिविवशिदेश कुबेरात्मजो वदामुद्वैवयद्वा त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ नमोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थितमोदरे नमस्तेऽस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भजमानम् यशोधादियोनुकलाघवमानम् रां कृष्णमत्यन्तदोषगोप्या हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधे राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधे राधा गोकुलानंद जय राधा गोकुलानंद राधे जय गिरिराज जय गिरिराज जय गिरिराज जय गिरिराज जय श्री मधुसूदन 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 जय माधवी
mani ma jaya mani ma
Jayo mani ma jayo mani ma mani ma jayo mani ma
Jai Radha Raman Radha Raman Radhe
Jayo Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe
Sitaram Hanuman Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman
Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman
Jagannath Swami Yanapatagami Nayanapatagami Baba Tumi
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Pavatumi
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jai Jagannath
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jai Jagannath
Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Maharani Jai Subhadra
Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Maharani Jai Subhadra
Jai Satchinandana Gaura Hari Vishnu Priya Pradhana Nadiya Bihari
Jaya Satchinandana Gaura Hari Vishnu Priya Pranadhana Nadia Bihari
Jai Jai Nitaya Jai Nitaya Jai Nitaya
Jai Nitachan Jai Nitachan Eka Chakradhar
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari
Gora, Gora Premanand Hari Bol, Jayam Vishnupad, Paramamsa, Parivajakacharya, Stotra Sat Shri Srimad Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada ki jai, Iskcon Coventry founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Sachinandan Nitai Chan ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madhav Shri Radha Raman Lal ki jai, Shri Manima Shri Madhusudan Shri Giriraj ki jai, Prem se ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Shri Damodar Kanaiya ki jai, Shrimati Yashoda Maiya ki jai. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki jai, Hari Naam Sankirtan Yajna ki jai, Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai, Iskcon Coventry Yatra ki jai, Iskcon Worldwide Yatra ki jai, Guru Premana Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaura. So Hare Krishna, we have a long list of names for Nrsimha's blessings. So we won't remember all of them, but we will especially remember today Srimati, who's just come back from hospital. Nice to see her. Also remembering our pujaris, because one of them has got COVID, so pray for their well-being. And for Haridas and the whole family, they also got COVID. And Aradhya in Hinckley, he's one another victim of COVID. So remembering all the names on the list and these people especially, and also for the Lordship's blessings on little Arya today. Hare Krishna. Nothing Aarti, please.
Gaya Radhadaine Hiranyakashipushaya Shilatankadakalaye Chitona Sego Padatona Sego Yato Yato Yamitato Rasigo Bahena Sigo Hidayena Sigo Rasingabadev Sharara Prapadev Savakara Kamalavare Daka Adbhuta Shekaya Dalita Shiranya Kashipu Dada Prega Deshavarita Narari Ropa Jaya Gadishwari Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Rasikadev 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 Jaya Rasikadev Jaya Prabharaj 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 Jaya Prabharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Lord Siddha Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai, Kripal ki jai, Tiger with the Hari Bol.
Bol. Thank you. Diksha overpowering the whole family there. Thank you to Diksha and the Pranava household. You do very well today. There'll be a few some announcements now before we close the program. So I'm repeating myself that there is a situation with COVID amongst the devotees and in the temple. So the Tuesday's Diwali program and Wednesday Golden Puja will be online programs. The Diwali broadcast will be on Tuesday evening, 7:30 onwards on YouTube. These details will be posted again on the Coventry notice board group, WhatsApp group. So from 7:30 onwards on Tuesday will be the Diwali broadcast from the temple and from our houses. Next morning will be Golden Puja, online Puja, and that's on Zoom only. And so if you want to take part in the puja, it will be from 11:30 in the morning onwards. So you please gather an incense, a little jyot, some flowers, a little tray, and be ready for the puja at 11:30 on Wednesday morning. And then you'll be guided through that. And also please make loads of lovely Ankud offerings for Giriraj. So after the puja, the offerings will be made to our lordships. So there'll be Zoom offerings to our lordships. And Giriraj is there on the altar. And then next Sunday, everything being well, we want to have a program at the temple, Diwali program at the temple. So there'll be, the kirtan, katha, bhajans, talk about the significance of Diwali and Golden Puja. And then there'll be cake, there'll be fireworks. So, big celebration next Sunday. So that starting at 4 o'clock onwards. So please keep an eye on the notice board. These announcements are being made on there with all the details and the links. Hare Krishna. Once again, we are wishing Arya a very happy birthday, her first birthday, and for her celebrations, she's gone to the manor. Well done to her. Hope she had a lovely time. And the family is sponsoring next week's feast on behalf of Arya. I understand, and the cake cutting also. So please join us again on Tuesday and Wednesday online, and next Sunday at the temple. Hare Krishna. Sorry, one more thing I want to say. One more thing, please. For the puja, you must pledge. You must contribute for that. It's not something you accept freely. Without some dakshina, that procedure is incomplete. It isn't completed. So whenever there's a Vedic ceremony, always dakshina should be given. So we are saying, please give 11 pounds minimum to the temple. And because it's online, you can either transfer it through through BACS, direct transfer to our bank account, or just pledge it, and next time you see us, just bring it with you. Hare Krishna. Have a Shubh Ratri, and we look forward to virtually seeing you on Tuesday and Wednesday. Hare Krishna.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Joya Karamore Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Kara Sita